Hey folks, in this video we got some quick tips for you on cast iron, and we're bringing in some experts to help us out because I needed some help. So folks, we're going to get their opinions, their little tips and tricks, so gather around and let's get to going. Hey folks, in this quick tips we're going to talk about cast iron. It can be a little intimidating, it can, but really it's supposed to be simple and it's pretty easy to do. And we brought in some experts to get this all done with us, and we hope you enjoy. So let's just jump right in this and go with our first experts, the good folks at Stargazer Cast Iron.
I'm Peter Huntley, the founder and CEO of Stargazer Cast Iron here in the Lehigh Valley of Pennsylvania. Let's talk about cast iron seasoning. The most important thing to remember about your seasoning is that it's renewable. Seasoning will come and go with regular use, but should still build and darken over time. As a cast iron owner, you can expect to do regular seasoning maintenance on the stovetop and periodically a full seasoning in the oven or on the grill. On a new piece of cast iron, it's best to avoid acidic ingredients like wine, tomato sauce, and even bacon until your seasoning has developed a bit. Deep frying foods and sautéing vegetables are the most effective ways to build seasoning on your new cast iron cookware. Finally, a cooking tip. Always preheat your skillet on low for 5 to 10 minutes before cranking up the heat or adding any food. This will ensure even non-stick cooking and prevent your skillet from warping due to thermal shock. Thanks to the superior heat retention of cast iron, you'll rarely have to go above medium heat, even for searing steaks. Take care of your cast iron cookware and it'll last for generations. Hey, Ken and Shannon, I just wanted to add a personal note. Just thank you for all your guys' support. I know there's a lot of Stargazer followers found us on your channel, so I want to thank you for that. Congratulate you guys on your success. We've been watching you grow, and just hope you guys are staying safe and staying healthy through this time. Thanks again.
Now folks, as Peter said, you just don't want to just start with a new piece of cast iron and go to searing a piece of bacon or searing a steak in there, because that seasoning has not built up and that food's going to stick. But also, as Peter said, this cast iron's really saving you money in the long run, folks, because you can turn that heat down once it gets to going. Hey, good cast iron holds heat. So let's talk about this biggest myth of all in cast iron cooking. What is it? You can't cook acidic food in there. Sure, you can't on brand new cast iron. I don't recommend that. Peter doesn't either. But folks, as you build up that seasoning and go in time, sure. Is it hard on your seasoning? Yes, to some point. But when you've got a thing that is seasoned well and you go back and you clean it well and re-season, you're going to be fine. Well, thank you so much, Peter. And hey, we just appreciate y'all being part of this. And hey, folks, I want to tell you a little about that Stargazer to start right off with. I love that long handle that it's got on it, man. You can just hold that thing out there and get it closer to that campfire, and that handle keeps a little bit cooler. It does. It's a great piece of iron. But guess what? They also offer a military discount, and there will be a little link down there below to where you can click to find out about more at stargazer.com, the cast iron people. Now our next expert is a mama 3, and let me tell you, she has made a delicious meal out of some cast iron.
Hi, I'm Kendra from Everyday Cast Iron, and a few years ago I decided to start cooking all of my family's meals in cast iron. And I realized in order to do that, I had to stop thinking about my skillet as just a frying pan and start thinking about all the other ways that I could use it. So these days I really enjoy baking with my skillet. I also really love roasting vegetables for dinner in it. That hot, high heat does wonderful things, not only for the taste of your food, but also helps to keep that nice glossy black finish that everyone wants their cast iron skillet to have. I also realized early on that there were some recipes that I loved using that I was gonna have to modify, but for the most part, it's just a matter of adding a little more or a little less and just figuring out what fits. As a busy mom of 3, I love a good sheet pan dinner where everything just goes in all at once. If you don't have a skillet big enough, just put it in 2 smaller skillets. It's really all about just making it work. So one of the most common questions I get, and one of the things that seems to really freak out people who are new to using cast iron the most, is figuring out how to clean and care for your cast iron. And really, it doesn't need to be complicated. There are definitely times where a quick wipe is all that you need and you're good to go. But if you need to use a little soap and water and scrub your pan, that's fine. The biggest thing is just to make sure that you dry it properly afterwards. So my favorite way to do that is actually just to take it and put it right back on my stovetop, like I have this one here. Put it on low heat until you see the water evaporate, and then it's also the perfect time to give it a little wipe down with oil and keep it nice and shiny. Thanks so much for having me, Kent and Shannon.
Now, as Kendra said, hey, cast iron is so functional. It has so many uses that you can do. It's not just a frying pan, folks. That thing is made, you can bake in it, you can fry in it, and it is really good for that cast iron if you do bake in it. And folks, you've always heard this. You absorb iron by eating out of cast iron. Well, the most iron that you're going to get out of it is when you're baking a baked good in there and then you eat it. Hey, use it for everything you got. It's even a husband trainer if you can catch up with him. Now, Kendra did mention, cleaning cast iron. It's not that complicated, folks. It's not. It's really quite simple. Hey, it's something that we've been cleaning on for years and years, and we use the same methods all the time. Now, Kendra did mention, that you can use this a little soap. Whoa, I know I've said it too, never soap in cast iron. But folks, soap has really changed from when my great-grandma and them used to make that lye soap that would eat the hair off your arm and eat the seasoning off a skillet at the same time. Now things are less harsh. I don't use it very much, but you can know that you can use a little soap. If I'm going to use it, I like to go, if it's something I've been deep frying fish in or something like that, little soap in there, clean that right out, and you'll be good to go. Kendra, thank you so much, darling. We appreciate it. And folks, I ask y'all to follow her down the trail on her little social media deal, Everyday Cast Iron. She has some great food pictures, but also she has some great recipe ideals. Now, our third expert you might have seen as you was going through the checkout line there at the grocery store. We're going to visit with the good folks at Southern Cast Iron Magazine.
Hi, I'm Nancy Meeks. I'm the editor of Southern Cast Iron Magazine. And one of the questions we get asked most often at the magazine is, how can I size a skillet? Whether it's a vintage skillet that doesn't have any markings on it, or if it's a newer piece, something like this Finex that has a shape to it other than a traditional round skillet, or if it's something like this Butter Pat skillet, which uses a letter system for their sizes. So all you need is just a simple ruler. And what you do is you measure from one side of the cooking surface to the other to get the diameter of the skillet, and then you know exactly what you're working with. And it doesn't matter the maker of the skillet, the age of the skillet, as long as you're measuring diameter consistently, then you're going to have the right size skillet. Happy cooking!
So Nancy was talking about sizing, and that's a good question. We get it a lot about what size of skillet or Dutch oven should I buy? Now, as far as a skillet, I recommend a 10-inch or a 12-inch, and I really do like a 12 more because, hey, you can get a little more volume in there if you're cooking breakfast, 2 or 3 eggs, some bacon, whatever you need. I recommend that 12-inch. Now, as far as Dutch ovens go, I do recommend that 12-inch Dutch oven because, folks, when you break it out in the backyard, more people are going to climb over the fence. You're going to need that extra goodness, and it's just like converting a 9x13. A 12-inch oven will always get the job for you. In fact, I'll even tell you, you can get 20 biscuits in one oven. That's enough to feed the whole crew nearly. But let's talk about deep versus shallow. And when I say that, I'm talking about the height of the sidewall on the oven. Now, a shallow oven, great for cooking bread. You can put casseroles in there. Deeper oven, hey, I'm talking about cakes, pies, something that you need a little more distance in between the top of that heat and actually the thing that you're cooking. So deep and shallow, I would recommend you get them both. And folks, for more buying tips, we'll link a video down here below on buying cast iron. Well, I want to thank our experts. They did a great job. We hope that you enjoyed. Now, everything you need to know will be listed down there in a little link below to where you can find out how to get a hold of what you need. As always, I tip my hat to all our servicemen and women and veterans who have kept that old flag flying over camp. But also, folks, in this time we have right now, I lift all them people up that are keeping us safe and free. Now, if y'all like these kind of videos, leave us a little comment down there below. We might bring in some more experts. You can't never tell. The Duke and the Beagle might want some expert dog training. So leave us a comment. Let us know what you're thinking. Take care of that cast iron. Keep it hot, keep it seasoned, and get to cooking. Now our next spurt